A candidate for lieutenant governor of Nevada, Miller, is speaking out. He alleges local radio station KCEP 88.1 FM is censoring him. That's because the station shut down his segment, which he describes as the first conservative black talk show on their station. He starts by telling us why he chose to negotiate a deal with what he calls a liberal radio station.
One of the things that we always have been saying for years is that the community needs to be able to have, both sides of the coin. The community I grew up in was traditionally black. It's just a black community. And literally, I grew up a block away from the Martin Luther King Jr. statue. And there was nothing but desert there when I grew up. The street was called Highland, but it's now called Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. And I thought, you know what? I was going to bring a show to the radio station and really make an impact.
I see. And so KCEP provides a mix of news, public affairs, music, and they want to give knowledge to the community so they can be better informed. But they say your show has been taken down because they say you need to get approval to discuss politics. What's your rebuttal to this?
Well, it wasn't so much that approval. It was the fact that they waited literally 10 minutes before we were going live on the air. For at least a month and a half, we've been in negotiations. We closed that deal. We signed a deal, actually. We also paid for the show. And the minute I was in prep for the show live, one of the producers heard me say something about Donald Trump and heard me say that I wanted to make sure that the listeners know that President Trump was the first president to fund traditionally black colleges and universities. And that seemed okay until I said, but Biden just took that money away. And when they heard that, they said, hold on 1 second, you can't go on. And I said, what do you mean I can't go on? He said, well, you can't be partisan. And I thought, wait a minute, I've been listening to this radio station, albeit not agreeing with their political slant that they've always had on their show. For 30 years, they've had multiple Democrat elected officials, not only as guests, but also hosting a show.
So, Mac, let's talk about another time that you were in the news. Back in September, you were thrown out of the Clark County Commission chambers. Now, you may have a lawsuit in connection with being thrown through the metal detector, but aside from that, you're suing over slander and libel. Can you tell us more about this?
Wow, yes, Kevin. So as horrific as that situation was, our county commission they had a proclamation to declare misinformation about COVID, basically illegal. A day later, Clark County Commissioner Tick Segerblum said that I punched someone before it started, making it seem as though I punched someone, and that's why I was thrown out. That wasn't the case. He said I punched someone. He said he had video of it. He then further said that if they did something wrong, they would correct it and that they would apologize. Well, 3 months went by, Kevin. There came no apology. 1 month after it, there was an investigation by the county that found that I had done absolutely nothing wrong, so much so that they didn't even want to write a report about it.
NTD reached out to KCEP and Tick Segerblum, but we haven't heard back yet.